when you going overseas buying the spices or getting when you was going over there ordering it, it actually comes like in kilos and half a kilo. Like how the measurements with that?
Yep. So typically, at the spice souks, when I go to the spice souks and get the spices, they are loose spices and they're measured and weighed, and they are sold in kilos. So I buy them in kilos because I need so many of them. So I usually get several kilos of each spice.
Who got what country got the best? Is it country had the best spices or
Black people are the best to ever do anything, right?
right, right.
So, Tanzania is a
Mm-hmm,
country that I love to go spice shopping, and I've been there twice. I love going spice shopping there. Egypt was a beautiful space to go spice shopping just because of all of its history, right? And it was almost like to read about this country in history books and read about the pyramids. And then, my kids go with me and to take my son, and my son is literally climbing the pyramids like he's at the playground, right? Like literally climbing them. And then there's some pyramids you can climb down into, like you climb down like underground. So they go under and over. So to be able to experience that was beautiful, but there's no place in the world like Africa.
Right. And you had you spent with all your kids with your kids. How many kids you have?
Two.
Two.
You're right. Don't say all.
Yeah,
Like I got
that's what I
10.
said.
Don't
Oh,
do
I
that.
said, how many you got? Boy, girl, two. What you
A
got?
boy and a girl.
Boy, girl. Okay. What's the age?
4 and 12.
4 and 10. Oh,
4 and 12.
Okay,
Yeah,
4
4
and
and
12.
12. Yeah.
All right. Let me give you the mic. You know what I'm saying? I got a
Okay.
little thing. Is there anything you want to ask the host? 3 questions or 4 questions or no questions?
That I want to ask the host.
Yeah.
I would want to know, like, what made you want to start to interview people? I feel like, I mean, a lot of people, right? And you
Right.
know their stories, and some of us have told. I've watched it, the shows.
Mhm.
Like a lot of us have told our stories before, but like, what do you bring to the conversation that you felt like you should be the one asking the questions?
I feel like what made me want to do it because what people was talking about, especially this area, like a lot of people that did interviews before I even started going on the show. Like first of all, my name was mentioned a lot in different people's story. A lot of it wasn't accurate, some of it was accurate, right?
Yeah.
And then the late John Thompson, we spoke one day and he was just like, man, you might need to get to grab the mic and get to talking and speaking because people can control your narrative, right?
Yeah.
So that was really the first reason what made me get in front of the camera doing interviews, period, right? But also that I feel like that with myself, when people they kind of put you in a category. Yeah. So to me, I always feel like that they may be a one-trick pony, right? And whatever position they thought that was. Yeah. So I want, and there's a lot of people that got more to their story that people that meets the eye. So I was like, I want to get that opportunity for people to sit down. Like when people sit down, for example, we had a lot of guests. Like you have a Sean Branch, like. People read his story from that one perspective, right? Yeah. Had no idea that you're getting degrees and you're doing, different stuff. And we can go on to a lot of, like Chico Beans, another uptown guy, right? Mm-hmm. Comedian, like people, all you see, he brings you laughter and happy, but the pain he went through to push them into the comedy. Yeah. So I want people to see other sides, and I didn't want it to be just a typical thing, because every time somebody sit down, it's just one topic, right? Yeah. So I just want to get every people, that's why I call it changing jewels, because when we talking, like it's jewels you dropping just in talking, just basic stuff, right? So I wanted jewels to be changed. That's what made me, get into that.
What will people be surprised to learn about you?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah.
Don't be stealing my questions.
Yeah. Still a little joy. I mean that what they learn now, probably hearing me talk, that I've always been real spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Even the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? I just always been my grandmother, and they kept me close to some type of spiritual situation. So I've always been real spiritual. I'm a mama's boy. I'm kind of raised by women, my mother, my aunts, and the community, my teachers. So I think they will just, because everybody put this tough guy shit, on you, right? So I think they'll be surprised. I'm really, really a mama's boy, and I'd rather be a gentleman before I be anything else.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So you trying to tell the ladies that you're single?
Okay. They always try to get me drunk in here. They always try to get me drunk.
My last question: what do you want your legacy to be?
I want my legacy to be that anybody came in my contact with me at any point in my life, anything, they left a better person. Whatever I said, I stood behind it and did it. I mean, on all aspects of life. And, and I just want to leave. Like somebody asked me one time, I was getting interviewed, like what's your, go, everybody, everybody want to leave generational wealth. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get that wholeheartedly, right? But I want to leave an impact that my spirit never really die. Like say like Muhammad Ali and Martin Luther King, they never gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what your perspective on them, they're gonna live forever. So I want to have that impact. So dudes that and women that came from what similar backgrounds than me, they could be like, damn, I see the start off, but the finish was phenomenal, right?
Amazing.
So so I like, I tell my goal is to be the last felony on my family tree.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's that.
Thank you for coming on my show.
Yeah, man. So definitely, man. So we can talk forever. I really enjoy talking to you. I really respect your perspective. Always knew that you a little bit more about you probably thought because I'm peeping in. You know what I'm saying? It's my duty to see what's going on, right? Yeah. And I want to just keep commending you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're not only inspiring women, you're inspiring men. You know what I'm saying? Also, and you talk with such surety, and you said something real key earlier in the interview that just start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just start. Like that. Like it's sounding simple, but it's really big, right? Yeah. This is my year anniversary in doing this in I think April, and I was supposed to start 8 or 9 years ago, but I kept on saying, man, I stutter. I don't pronounce a lot of words. Yeah. I'm big. I lose little weight. So much bullshit that, But I just say, you know what, man? Just put the cameras on and just go. Tony Lewis Jr. was the first one.
Look at you.
Right? Yeah. Just go, right?
Congratulations.
Right. So anything that I didn't touch on that you want to touch on, anything you want to speak on in closing?
No, I think you did good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
The teacher in me is proud of you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I think we talked about everything. I feel like my full story was told. I'm grateful to have shared space with you.
Right, okay.
This was good.
Okay. What's any social media handles or anything anybody can get in touch with you that's not from the area?
Yeah, on Instagram at The Spice Suite or at black.and.4th.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curtbone, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a roll.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Curtbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Curtbone TV.